Trevor used to be happy, healthy, and wealthy. Life was good. He slept easily. That was until he suddenly developed lightheadedness.
We're not sure why healthcare is such a hot political issue, because it turns out running hospitals is super fun. Sure, there's a bit of pressure when you don't have enough doctors and you've forgotten to build toilets, but then you realise you've cured enough people to afford a Sega arcade machine for your perfectly arranged reception area, and all those minor problems, like the ghost of dead patients, hardly seem to matter. This is the wonderful, crazy, utterly charming world of 2 Point Hospital.
To the member of staff who asked to borrow equipment for the weekend again, the answer is still no.
If the idea of little people running around a hospital is sparking something in your memory, that's because this game is by the same people who built the classic Theme Hospital 20 years ago. It'll be released for PC later this year, and will have you running 15 hospitals across 5 regions of 2 Point County. Each will come with their own challenges, not least of all finding a janitor who will actually water the plants instead of napping in the staff break room. The gameplay is that easy to learn, tricky to master type, and will be very familiar to anyone who has played any sort of simulation from Sims to city building in the last couple of years. You start with empty buildings, and it's up to you to fill them with rooms, doctors' offices, wards, toilets, treatment rooms, and staff, nurses, receptions, janitors, doctors, and then manage the ensuing madness as best you can.
Bins have a finite capacity and will need emptying.
And there are menu screens where you can fire and train staff, overlays that will help you visualise issues in one glance, and extra items you can add to help tart the whole place up a bit. But before you start ordering medical textbooks off eBay, this, very deliberately, isn't a world of cancer and AIDS, but of having patients with light bulbs for heads. When and if those patients die, you don't have to face a tribunal or a grieving family. Instead, you watch them get turned into cute little glowing ghosts, and then, if you have a janitor with the right skills, suck them up into a vacuum cleaner. Success comes from balancing an ever-expanding range of variables: staff numbers, climate, research and development, the super important arcade machine placement, and patient care with running a profitable business. Don't be fooled by the surface layer of dad jokes and tomfoolery either. There's a finely tuned simulation lurking underneath that's ready to hook you as soon as you've placed your first trash can. The part we're playing here is basically a tutorial from very early on in the game, but later new regions will bring more and more factors into play. Some regions are poor, so don't attract the top doctors, meaning you'll need to focus on training and retraining people instead of firing them every time they want a pay rise. Some are hot, a lack of air conditioning will lead to disease festering and ultimately epidemics, and some are alpine hospitals in snowy regions, which will come with their own challenges. Of course, there'll be plenty of comedy illnesses too, and you'll need specialist equipment and staff to deal with them. The hardest part of any reboot is knowing what made the original so special, but the 2 Point Studio guys have had 2 decades to figure that part out. One thing that has survived is the humour, which feels silly, British and genteel in the best possible way.
Please do not interact with other patients. You don't know where they've been.
The game is released on PC later this year, and if you sign up for the newsletter now, you'll get a golden toilet, which is possibly one of the most alluring in-game bonuses ever.
I've signed up for a long-distance learning class, how to build your own nuclear submarine. It's a childhood dream of mine, and I'm thrilled I'll finally make it come true after another 7,435 lessons. More great radio on the way.
So that's our preview of 2 Point Hospital. Let us know what you think about it in the comments below. Click the boxes on the left for more content from us, and don't forget to hit that big button in the middle to subscribe for more gaming news, reviews, previews and features right here on GamesRadar Plus.